Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Star Season 2, Episode 2, and the name of this episode is Insecure. This episode was pretty good, y'all, but before I get started, let me offer my love and condolences to everyone that was affected with the shootings at Las Vegas, as well as everyone that was affected by Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and Hurricane Jose. If you can give relief and support in any fashion, please do so, because these communities, as well as these families that have been scarred and saddened by these tragedies, definitely need all the support they can get, and if we can provide that support, we should do so. Now, let me get started with this review. The episode opens up, we see that it looks like it's like some guy or whatever, and it's like he's pretty much, I think, he's pretty much like in Peru, I think. And he's sitting down watching TV. Next thing you know, we see somebody come in and they start fighting. And it's like a serious brawl. Like, he's literally, punching the shit out of this guy or whatever. And then all of a sudden we see this young boy comes in, and he's like, you guys, could you stop? And we see that the guy that was beating the dude's ass was Hyle. Now, we saw from the last episode, we thought that Hyle was dead, and we were under the impression that Carlotta killed him. But Hyle is actually not dead. He actually faked his death, and he's pretty much in Peru hiding out. And the guy that he was beating up was his brother, because his brother owes him $200,000, but his brother don't have the money no more. And he pretty much saying that, shoot, if you want something, he says that you owe me and you need to give me my money. He's like, well, I don't have the money. Won't you take your damn nephew? He don't do nothing. He don't do shit in here but eat up my food and get on my nerves. Take him. And his nephew was actually played by Evan Ross. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we see that going on. Then, and then we actually see, we have a scene where Carlotta is, talking with Alex Starr and Simone, and they start talking to her about her and Bruce's obsession with wigs. So she pretty much starts saying that the wig pretty much helps give you a certain personality, a certain look, a certain trait that you wouldn't get with the different, because like every wig has a different look. And she pulled out this one wig that was kind of like green and it was curly at the top. She says, that's like my attitude wig. That's my wig that when I'm ready to handle business and give people that gritty, that's the wig I will wear, to let the motherfucker know that, yeah, I will mess you up. So, but that wig don't come back to play later on, so definitely hold on to that. But then she's pretty much talking to them, letting them know that they need to get ready for this meeting, with Ivana Floyd, Iyanla Floyd, the new label head. And Iyanla Floyd is an evil bitch. She is completely all about herself. She just has this very arrogant, snobby ass attitude. So we pretty much get a scene with Iyanla going into the company. We pretty much get a sense that, yeah, Iyanla is a cold bitch, because she's talking to her lawyer. She's like, look, you either fix it or you're fired. Quick to tell somebody that they fired. And then all of a sudden, she runs into her assistant, and her assistant is played by Elijah Kelly, and he pretty much lets her know that, look, you're late because Carlotta and Big Trouble are in the office waiting for you, and and then he kind of lets her know that, look, it's kind of messed up that you kept them waiting like this. She's like, yeah, but that has nothing to do with you, because that's not your job, that's my job. So I'm gonna do my job, and you continue to do what you're supposed to do, and then everything will be fine. Just mean as hell. And he was like, man, same old shit, just a different day. Like, he don't even let her faze him, because in his mind he's like, Cause she's like, bitch, you can't even do anything without me, so I ain't even worried about it. So we actually see in the meeting, Iyanla is nasty as shit. She starts talking about Alex's music, that her music is it's ordinary, it's nothing unique about it, and she talks about their look, talks about their performance, that yeah, you guys were good enough to get on the label, but then yeah, you guys need to step it up if you want anything from me. But the thing is, they've been on the label for 5 months, but according to her, she's like, yeah, and you're gonna remain parked until I get something that's useful. And you know, if anything, then she starts reading them like she kind of like went after Alice and called Alice the Ice Queen, you know, and then she pretty much says that, you know, your lyrics are uninspiring, and she was just really ripping them for shreds. And Carlotta really wasn't saying anything, so it made Star feel some kind of way that you're supposed to be management, but you're letting this woman say and do whatever the fuck. But Carlotta was actually working on something, but she was trying to do it in a nice way, but Iyanla's not budging, and Iyanla just was like, you know, y'all on my label, but I don't give no fucks about you, and quite frankly right now, I don't give a damn. Y'all just gonna wait it here until I get rid of y'all asses. So, of course, Star is like very, like, you know how Star is. She's always quick to act before she thinks things through. And she's just like, you know what, you know, we need to do something to actually get her attention. So, without even running it by Carlotta, which is what you're supposed to do, because Star is always talking about management, but Star doesn't respect management. Because management, you don't make a move unless management knows about it. Any project or any decision, management needs to be included, because you need to know, because they're signed to a label. So therefore, they have contractual obligations now. They just can't up and do whatever the fuck they want without running it by management or running it by the heads of the company. So Star comes up with this idea, okay, let's do our own little music video. And of course, you know, they start talking about this once they get back to the salon, because when they get back to the salon, they are all pissed off. They are pissed. And Bruce kind of talks to them and was saying that, look, you know, you guys gotta, you know, do what you gotta do. You know, if she's saying that, you know, if she's saying that y'all look is tired and y'all moves are not that great, y'all need to step it up. Y'all in the big leagues now. And then if anything, like Star was like, well, if anything, it kind of felt like Carlotta wasn't saying nothing in the meeting. She was just letting her say whatever. And then Bruce had to check Star and was like, the thing is, Star, Carlotta is management, so let her manage. The problem is that you think you know it all and you don't. You need to let her manage things instead of you trying to think you're supposed to manage everything. So he pretty much, you know, lets them know that, look, wigs are, you know, magic, because they can give you a different look, they give you a different swag, kind of the same thing that Carlotta taught them. So we see that she got new wigs for both Alex and Star, and they look good with them. So he's like, yeah, you know, add some new edge to that, and you know, y'all can do your thing with that. So we see that's what's going on with that. So they got some inspiration from Bruce, and Bruce kind of, you know, gave them a makeover. Then at the detention center where Simone is, we see the girl that robbed her last week, the big girl. We see that this girl is really unhappy, which is why she's so fucking mean. Her mother hasn't come to visit her, and, you know, she really feels unloved and unwanted. And then someone was like, well, shoot, your mother probably didn't even want you to begin with. And then all of a sudden, you know, she kind of gets all mad, and, you know, the counselor calms her down. She's like, so who else wants to talk? You know, and she's like, what about you, Simone? And she's like, oh, Superstar ain't got nothing to say. You know, because she's taking it out on Simone because she sees that because Simone is known because they've been on the internet and they also won this big competition. So people know who she is, even though she hasn't made it she hasn't made the big money yet. And then old girl starts going in on Simone like, yeah, superstar. She don't never speak. She thinks she's too good to talk. You know, with all that acne on her face, and she has a sister named Star. Like, I'm like, oh my God, who does that? And then and then her friend, the girl who had the knife, starts to go at her. She's like, you know what, you need to chill the hell out. She's like, what you mean? She's saying like, look, all what you doing right now is unnecessary. You ain't got to keep going at her like that. Just leave it alone. And then the next thing you know, the two girls started fighting. The two girls that kind of teamed up, now they fighting each other. And then we see later on that Simone tells the girl, thank you, for protecting me. Thank you for having my back. And she was like, man, girl, get the fuck out of here. I just didn't want to watch your punk ass cry. So won't you go back to your little perfect ass life and get the fuck out of my face? And I'm like, see, these little damn bitches are doing the most. But definitely, shit really gets crazy later on. And then we actually see that Alex goes home to show Derek, and Derek notices that the hair is different, and he's like, ooh, this looks different. And she's like, oh my God, you look real sexy. And then she also sits down, she talks to Derek, she lets him know about the meeting with the label head. She says that she's trying to say that my music is ordinary and all this shit. And he lets her know, you are not ordinary. But then she's like, don't touch my hair. Then we get a scene when they actually do the actual video shoot. The dude who's filming it pretty much says that he'll do it if Star goes out on a date with him, so Star agrees. And she was like, and then all of a sudden, Simone was like, you gross slut. I was cracking up at that. I was like, Star is always using that box to try to get ahead. And the name of the song, I think, is Ordinary Bad Girl. And they freaked it. That song was hot. And then after the video shoot, there's this woman who's like the queen of social media, and Star is asking, she's like, are you going to put our video on your site? And the girl was like, won't you do it yourself? She's like, sweetie, I could do it myself, but my main mission is to get a lot of views and to really get us out there, and you have the best social media site, out there, so are you going to represent us or not? Well, she says, well, if you give me a kiss, mama, we got a deal. So she's like, oh, you want a kiss? Okay, I can do that. And she stops Star. She's like, no, not you. Her. And she pointed to Simone. Simone walks over there. I'm thinking Simone just going to give her a peck on the lips. Simone went over there and gave her tongue, honey. She laid it on, oh girl. She's like, we got a deal. I was like, oh, and they all kind of looking at Simone, and Simone was like, so I'm thinking, yeah, she kissed the girl and she liked it. So yeah, she definitely had her a Katy Perry moment, and I wasn't mad at her. So then we get a scene with Jabril and his nephew out down in Peru. We see that his nephew is a producer and arranger as well, and he does music. And he pretty much is asking him, so what's going on in the ATL? And he's like, well, nothing good right now, whatever. But then he lets him know that, look, I got a lot of crap going on back in the ATL, which is why I'm here. I've been framed. Pretty much, I pretty much crossed the devil's wife, talking about Maggie, the lady that owns the club. I owe all this money, and right now I just need to stay away from a while. But I am going to go back to Atlanta, but just not right now. But then he said that when you go, take me with you. He's like, Atlanta is no place for you. So I was like, oh shit. And we kind of see his nephew wants to be in the music industry, and he wants to make it as an artist, but he wants to make it over to America where he can really fulfill his dreams, but Haya won't let him do that. So then we see that Carlotta is back at the office looking to talk to Iyanla about Big Trouble. The assistant's like, I'm sorry, but she's busy. And she's like, I've been waiting for over a damn hour. So pretty much while she's there, she gets a call from Bruce. Bruce is like, you know what? I need you to get here immediately because old girl got her hair burnt by a perm. She flipping the fuck out. And she pretty much tells Bruce, like, look, just handle it. Do what you got to do. And she's like, you know what? You're too busy focusing on them damn girls. You need to get over here and focus on your business because this is your bread and butter, remember? And she's like, you know what? Fine, I'll be there because you say, you know how this chick is. She'll sue your ass. So I can handle it, but then you may end up getting a damn lawsuit. So I think you might want to get your ass here and handle this shit. So she goes there, she handles it, gives the girl 6 free visits because they burnt her hair. And she's like, old girl is gonna sue me, and I do not need that right now. So all of a sudden, we come to find out. So finally, the girls come in there, and they let her, and Star lets it be known that we just shot a music video, and it's now posted. And Carlotta is like, Star, there you go again, making moves without doing what you're supposed to do. She's like, first of all, you're on a label right now. That is pretty much an infringement on your contract. You can't make no moves like that unless you clear it with the company. Like, and she said, you need to take it down. She's like, I'm not taking down the damn video. And she's like, but she's like, look, at the end of the day, this label don't even know who we are, so we got to keep fighting. We got to keep hustling. And then she gonna bring up, if Haya was here, he would have been getting up in Iyanla's face. So she's like, so what you trying to say, Star? I'm just saying we gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep fighting. But Carlotta already peeped that Star is like really on some bullshit, and we're gonna see a little bit more later. So then we get a scene with damn Iyanla and Noah. Now we remember Noah, from the last episode. Noah is actually played by Luke James. He's this R&B star, but then we also come to find out he's got a temper, and he's a hothead, and he's made somewhat of a bad reputation of himself. So she's telling him that, look, our label, which is, the name of their label is Midtown. She's like, I want you on my label. And maybe by you getting on my label, this could actually help revamp your career. And he's like, man, I got other options, man. You ain't the only option on the block. I'm even thinking about looking at my empire. She says, I'll talk to Cookie. Cookie says it's a no-go. And then she says that, look, I'm talking about creating like a really big explosion here in Midtown. And I want you to be a part of it. She says, like, in 3 months, I want to hold a public competition, where all these people can compete for spots, and there are going to be 5 spotlights, but only one of the spotlights can create an album. One album, one new artist. It is what it is. So then we see Star comes in, because Star is just always overstepping every damn thing. Her messy ass comes in there talking about, oh yes, and we just released a video, and we had that #1 song, and we are that #1 artist, so you might as well just give it to us. And she's like, she's like, you did know that we did a video, right? And Iyanla was like, yeah, I had it taken down. So pretty much she kind of explains how the contest works. So Star's like, so you mean to tell me you're creating like the musical Hunger Games? And she's like, yeah, but since you infringed your contract and you didn't clear it with the company to do a music video, I'm pretty much going to make sure that you're not going to get in the showcase, and your group is parked indefinitely until I say so. And then all of a sudden, Noah's like, welcome to the Hunger Games, baby. I'm like, oh shit. So now Star is definitely pissed because now I think the video got like maybe 2,000 views before she had it pulled. So now they've been knocked down again. So then we get a scene with the girls, all of them are frustrated. It's like, oh damn, like the video got pulled down after only 2,000 views, and it's like we keep getting bitch slapped, and we back to square one again, And she's saying that, look, we have talent, but for some odd reason we just ain't making it, But then like Star is kind of letting them know, like, look, this is what we chose. We had to keep grinding, and we got to keep fighting. And then like Alice is like, yeah, but I'm tired of making one step to just get knocked back 30 steps. She's like, look, we got to be in this. We got to be all about it. And then she's saying that, and if y'all want my honest opinion, I think the problem is not just the label. I think the problem is also coming from management. Maybe Carlotta is only taking us as far as we can go. And I was like, see, there you go, start doing the same damn bullshit that you did with Hyo's ass. So it's like, once she don't get her way, she want to change management. But then even worse, she don't even let management do their damn job because she thinks her actions are always the right ones. But then he's saying that, look, she's saying all of this shit, talking about Iyanla. Yeah, Yolanda said she's going to park us and that she don't like it, but she liked it. And I think our album is going to be the one that she's going to release and the one that she's going to back. She's not saying that now, but I think she is. But then, like, when she brought up that they should fire Carlotta, Simone was like, the main was like, no, we are not firing her. Carlotta's family, and we don't fire family. And so Simone walked out, and then Alice was like, girl, you tripping. We're not firing Carlotta. That's not going down. So then we get a quick scene with Carlotta and Bruce. Bruce is like, look, you need to just focus on those girls and those girls alone. I'll manage the salon, And she's like, oh yeah, and I heard about, Becky. Because Bruce was out there smoking this shit. And she's like, I thought I told your ass don't bring this shit in my salon. She's like, well, I'm outside, if you didn't recognize, I'm not inside the salon. So they pretty much kind of go back and forth or whatever, and that was cute. And then we see that Alice is about to go into, the house, and she sees Derek sitting there, and something dawns on her. She calls his number. She says, are your store still open? And she says, yes, we are. You're our VIP customer. We actually see that she goes there and starts trying on all these expensive, dresses, jewelry, and all this shit. So his question is, where are you getting all this money from? I mean, she does have the family name, but she ain't got it like that. Well, at least from what I know, she's struggling just like they are. So then we also get a scene that Hyo has finally gotten back. In the car, he's playing his nephew's music. His nephew's really good. And then we actually see that his ass gets jacked, and guys like, welcome to Atlanta, and he gets pretty much beat up. So then we get a scene between Star and Carlotta. She was saying that, look, at the end of the day, as long as we do it together, we're going to make this. And then she's like, well, I've been talking, and then Star's like, well, I've been talking to the girls, and as of right now, we're in a place where either our act is going to pop or it's going to flatline. And she's like, you know what? Just say what's on your mind, Star. She was just saying, I think we need to make changes. She's like, changes as in what? And Star was like, management. And she's like, and then all of a sudden, Carlotta just looked dead right at her ass, and she's like, aren't you gonna say something, Carlotta? She's like, no, keep talking. You seem to be doing that a lot lately. And she's like, well, and she's like, well, the thing is it's hard. She's like, you know what? You listen, Star. The problem is you're not alone. She pretty much saying that, you know what? You really think you're alone in this, but, you think that because you're alone, you're unique. You're not unique, boo-boo. Because let's be real, you slept with the head of the label, and then you dropped the video without even clearing it with me or the label. Like, I'm not the problem in this situation. You are. You know, you create your own damn drama. And she wants to let her know that at the end of the day, you're not unique, Star. You're selfish. And I'm like, finally somebody told this bitch the real deal. Because Star is always overstepping her boundaries. That's what got her fucked up in that whole situation with Hunter. And the funny thing about it, we see that, you know, after that, she goes into Noah's session, goes the hell off saying that get the hell out, I need this booth, I need this studio, and then they kind of blew her off like, girl, get the fuck out of here. And then she gets a chair and was going to throw it in like, I'm about to fuck this place up. You want to get out now? Get the hell out, get out. But then we actually see later on that Noah comes back and she goes in the booth and sings this song, and I thought this song was beautiful. I think it was called Little Bird. You know, she really sounded really nice. It kind of gave me like a it kind of gave me like a Jhené Aiko kind of feel. It was really cool. Then we actually see back with Alex at that damn store. She's trying on stuff, and then all of a sudden the lady's like, "Oh my God, I somehow lost one of the bracelets," and she's like, "Who knows? Maybe it might be the champagne." But we come to find out Alex stole the shit. So I'm thinking she's going to steal the damn necklace and pawn it for some money because her and Derek are struggling and she's trying to help take care of him. So I'm like, oh hell, that shit may come back later on, because if they fucking find that damn bracelet, that shit definitely going to come back to Alex's front doorstep because she was the only person there. Because, you know, when you got that kind of money, got that kind of clout, you can pretty much shop in the store when it's empty and you have the whole damn store to yourself. So that's pretty much what she had. And we saw that her ass stole the damn bracelet. Then we get this ending scene between Hyle and Carlotta. We actually see what really happened. Maggie is after him, and Maggie wants him dead because of the fact that he freed those girls who were sex slaves. And because he owes her money, she wants his ass dead. But he says, I thank you for helping me. So when we saw when she shot him, he was faking his own death. She shot him, got some of his blood on the floor so it would look like, you know, that, you know, Hyle was injured. So they pretty much test his blood, which they can kind of pin on the fact that he was dead. Then we actually see that he's going to run away. Him and Carlotta have a moment. And we actually really see that Carlotta and Hyle really love each other. And she was saying that, what you want me to do with your car? And he was like, no, give it to her. You know, meaning Cotton. So he's like, give the car to Cotton. And we actually see later on that with Cotton, Elliot, you know, the guy that got her arrested, wants her to come work for him. She was hesitant at first, but then she finally, you know, meets up with him, and he does offer her a job. And she says, you know, be here Monday at, you know, be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. And she's like, you know, do I get a parking space? And he was like, we'll work that out. So, but I think Elliot still got feelings for Cotton. And I think he's just changing the narrative so he can actually be with her. So then, you know, towards the end scene, we see Simone is about to go into, I think, her cell. And she is completely blindsided because, you know, the big girl that was bullying her, this girl then committed suicide, and her best friend actually, you know, goes to and she's actually wearing the actual shoes that she stole from Simone, and her friend goes there, holds her by the legs, and just wails. So like her best friend is dead. And they literally put her in the body bag, and I'm like, wow, this girl was that broken and was that unhappy, you know, because she didn't have connection with her family, that she took her own life. And that's probably what made her mean towards Simone, because she was jealous of her. And it was just sad that happened. So we definitely know all of that went down. And we definitely see that Noah definitely got a thing for Star. But I'm thinking he may be another hunter because he's a hothead and he definitely got a temper. So we're going to see what's going to go down with that. But that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in those comments. I'd love to hear from you. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, I started a GoFundMe page. You can check out my link in the description box. And also like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Star. So until then, everybody, take care.